It would be nice if I turn on my mic. So did okay, Jermaine is in is over on YouTube. I think that's Jermaine. And Jermaine says he's not hearing anything. Jermaine, let me know because now ah you still can't hear? Let me know if you can hear me now because I think I just turned on the mic. I think I just turned on the mic. Okay, so I think you can hear because you said laugh out loud. Okay, okay. Same thing I said. I want to make sure that the sound is coming through. I know everybody here over on in the clubhouse room can hear me because I know Casey says he can hear me. You can hear me now. Okay, okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jeremy, for letting me know that you can hear me. Just let me go ahead. Ah, that's crazy. Uh, I know I've done it before, so that's one of the reason they said experience teaches wisdom. Experience teaches wisdom, and that's one of the reason why I always, almost always say it because I realize that I've done it, and I want to make sure that I I it's done. All right, so I just invited some people here. All right, so as I was saying to those over on YouTube, hello. Is that Rashida? Hi, Rashida. She says, hi, Mrs. Elaine. I know that's her. She says, hi, Miss Elaine. Not many people call me Miss Elaine, so I know when there's someone. So, good evening to those on YouTube. We did a whole spiel. Welcome you all. It's a new year. This is going to be the new time that I'll be doing the QuickBooks Online live demo, and we are broadcasting on YouTube. We are also in the clubhouse room, and we are on in a Facebook group. I have a Facebook group that's called Create Financial Solution. So we are also live in that group. Thank you for all those who come to this broadcast and always be watching my broadcast. Thank you so much. If you have any question at all about QuickBooks, if you're currently using QuickBooks, whether you're on YouTube or you're in the clubhouse room or you're in the group, please let me know if you're currently using QuickBooks. If you're not using QuickBooks, then I'm going to also include a link below this video, and on that link you will be able to get a QuickBooks Online subscription. Now, what I want to say to you is that if you are not sure which version to get, just please send me a message and kind of give me an idea of what you're doing, so I can help you out, or you can schedule a time and we can talk about it. It is hot here. So for those who don't know, I'm in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's about 80 degrees here. Whew. But I was going to turn on the fan, but I know it sometimes it 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 makes noise in the microphone. So let me share my screen. And guys, I'm actually going to be sharing my screen, and I'm going to be working inside of a sample company. As always, the sample company does not always have some of the live features. So if I'm doing something and that's something that you would want to do in your company and I'm not able to do it here, feel free to reach out and let me know, and I'll be more than happy to jump on the 15 minutes and show it to you. So today we're going to talk about your charts of account and why it's important to set up your charts of account correctly. And as it relates to your charts of account, how to customize it, especially when you have Square, Stripe, PayPal. What else do you all use? Now, I have some non-for-profit organization that use like Giftify. Some people are using Cash App. So I'm going to go over how to make sure you're setting up your charts of account and make sure that you are setting it up, customizing it so that you are recording your transaction correctly. So your charts of account is basically what navigates and tell you what accounts you want to make sure that you are putting. It's like the buckets that you put all your expenses and income in. That's what help you to kind of look at your finance, to summarize your expense, to see where your money is going. Now, QuickBooks actually go ahead and give you 250 categories in the charts of account, but you needs to customize this for your business. The reason why you want to customize it is because of how you want to see things on your report. So I'm going to show you the report, and then I'm going to go to the charts of accounts. I'm going to open it in two tabs. So a cool thing about QuickBooks, if you don't know, so I have this tab open and I want another tab with the QuickBooks. So what I do, I go right here, I right click on here and duplicate. So now I have two open in QuickBooks. So I'm going to toggle between these two. So right here, I'm going to go pull up the charts of account, and QuickBooks see your charts of account. Now, QuickBooks give you all the categories that they think a normal business would need. This is customized for this business. But I'm going to show you some stuff that you can do to make sure you're customizing your charts of account. The first thing I would recommend is that you run the report, and it will give you that you would be able to see this in PDF. Now, I always recommend that you either print it out in PDF that you can mark right on it, or you can, this arrow right here, you can click on this arrow where it says export, click on export, and you can export it to an Excel spreadsheet. Now it's nice to export it to the Excel spreadsheet because then you can write on it. The PDF, I recommend print out a PDF document that when you're entering your transaction into QuickBooks, you can look at your charts of account. So we're gonna go over. Let me see if this okay. So the five major type of account in QuickBooks is the assets, and the bank account will always say bank. It is an asset, but it will always say bank. Then you have all your asset, your current asset, your fixed asset, then the credit cards, accounts payable, and your other current liabilities like your loan, if you have loan, and then you have the equity. These two accounts are posted. These are done behind the scenes, so you don't have to do anything to these. And then you have the income account and your expense account. Now I'm going to go over here and pull up a report. So come on, report. You go to the report, and I'm going to pull up a profit and loss, and I'm going to set the date to last year, and I'm going to run this in the cash report and then run the report. Now, for the profit and loss, you'll see all the expense categories along here. And then you have the income, and then the cost of goods sold. And then you have your gross profit, your advertising. Let's close some of these. Let's close that up. All right, so I closed that, but I'm going to open it again so you can see it and the reason why you would want to do sub accounts. So let's go over your advertising. Okay, let's do automobile because that's probably easier. So even though you have an automobile category, You might want to see fuel. You might want to see repair and maintenance. You might also want to see parking. The reason why you would want to set up your chart of account to make sure that you're seeing the different categories in automobile. You're going to look at your schedule C. If you are not doing your account and your tax preparer, ask them on your schedule C when it comes to if you're claiming the expense, the vehicle expense, you want to have set this up so that you can see these different expense. You can see these different expense so that when you send this to your accountant and send the full total of 409, that accountant now needs the gas separately, the repair and maintenance, the toll, because that's how it's broken down on your schedule C. So when you're setting up your charts of account, you also want to pay attention to what's on your schedule C. Hey, Patrice, thank you for coming in. So you would set up your charts of account. So let's go back to the charts of account, and we are going to go back to the charts of account from right here, and we're going to go to the category because we want to make sure that our motor vehicle has all these categories so that we can make sure when we have our expenses we can do that. So we're going to do new, and then now QuickBook also made some changes where it already pre-select these for you, and if there is an account already set for that, then it won't, this way you won't duplicate your account. So we are going to go to an expense. So we're going to select expense right here, and this is also asking you for the select section of the form that this would go to, and this would go to auto. And now we're going to put, and then you can put a this description right here, and see it picks it up right here. And now we're going to save it. If we go to the profit and loss, now there's nothing in there, so you probably won't see it. So let's see if we can find. So let's refresh because we want to make sure that we're seeing that on their automobile. All right. So if we'd have to scroll all the way down. We're going to edit that repair and maintenance. Let's find the one that we just did. Now, I hope we can find it. Just computer, that's, we put it in the auto section. Oh, really? It's not giving us. All right. I wonder why my husband is making so much noise. Okay, here it is. So I want this to show up. See where it is right here in this line? I'm going to change this because I want it to show up in the auto as a sub account of auto. So I go right here and I do edit, and oh, come on. Where is it? Text section, and it's not giving me auto. Okay. Where is it? Come on. Automobile. Why is it not allowing me? I want it to be repair maintenance, and I want it to be a sub account. Why is it not? Now, this used to be so much easier. Uh, yeah, but so QuickBooks, I don't like them. Okay, so yep, it's auto, and I need it to be a sub account of. That's the name. Okay, let's do this. Let's put this as A-U-T-O. Ah, ha ha ha. A-U-T-O. Auto repair maintenance. Now it's not making us do the sub account, so I have to find out from QuickBook why we can't do it as a sub account. Or let's see. The reason why you want to do it as a sub account, it's when it goes on your report, you want it to be a part of the automobile expense. All right. So, oh, okay, here it is. Make it active. Let's do this. Edit. It's expense. Okay. Automobile. Auto. Save. There it is. All right. It took a little figuring out, but I got it. Let's find it. Okay, there it is. So instead of putting it into the expense category, right? Let's go back to here, edit. So when you go to this expense right here, that's the category. When you go to the account name on the tax form, then you got to change. See, I chose automobile, and it actually changed it. So now it becomes a part of the automobile account. So when you so you'd have your automobile, fuel, parking, and you'd make all those. So let's do one for parking. I hope it's a little bit easier. New, and we want this under automobile, auto, and this is going to be parking. Oh, did I just do something wrong? Oh, Lord. We're going to call this PARKIN and toll. And you can put a description and you can say, this is for parking and toll, and then you can do save. Now, if we go to the auto, we now have, oh, we now have we have the automobile, then it repair and toll. So that's how you actually customize your charts of account. So you want to make sure that is some of the expenses. You might want to break it out so you can see it. Not everything you need to break out. You don't need an account for everything. It's remember, it's how you want to see on the report, and you also want to look at your schedule C. So that's one way. Your income is the same thing. You want to make sure that you are looking at your income. If you have different big buckets of income, let's say you do consulting and coaching, you would have a field for consulting and coaching. If you have books, you want to have a category for books. So you want to make sure. Now, so that is your expense and your income. The other thing that you need to set up on your charts of account, which I really want to go over, is if you have a PayPal, right? You want to set up an account for two accounts for PayPal. If you Okay, we're gonna go back to the charts of account in a minute, Jermaine. If you want to set up your let's do this. Let's go back to the dashboard before we so we're gonna so you when you open your QuickBooks, it might look a little different from mine. So this is if you're opening at the business review, then it might looks like this because this gives you an option to look at a snapshot of your business. So if you open that way, now on your left navigation, if you go all the way down to accounting, click on charts of account. That's one way you can access the charts of account. The other way you can access the charts of account is you click on this gear icon right here, and if you go to all charts of account is right there. So that's two ways you can access your charts of account. There's also a shortcut key which I don't remember. Hold it to my head and not to my heart. Okay, what version of QuickBooks are you using? Do you not have the navigation bar along the left side? You do not have the, let me know if you have the navigation bar along the left side. And guys over here in Clubhouse, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. We do not forget you, but we want to make sure. All right, so Jermaine, we'd have to take a look, but you have a navigation bar. If you do not have the navigation bar on your left side, then when you click on the gear icon, it should be here and you see charts of account. You don't see accounting? Well, scroll, you probably don't scroll for it. You need to scroll all the way down and make sure there's nothing there. Or go to the gear icon on the top right here and you'll see charts of account. Not sure if they have it in list. Let me look. Custom. Nope. Yep, it's also in list. Charts of account. So that's three ways. Now you have it. Now you have it. All right. So that's one of the mistakes that a lot of people make when they start using QuickBooks. Oh, you had to go to the gear icon. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what one of the mistakes a lot of people do you make when they go to QuickBooks is they don't set up their charts of account. Please make sure you set up your charts of account. Even if you do it how you feel, you think these are the things, at least make sure you set up and use your charts of account. Use your charts of account when you are categorizing your expense. Use your charts of account when you're categorizing your expense. So here we go. So we're going to, I'm going to show you how to set what accounts you need to set up when you have Stripe, Square, PayPal, or any other payment processing system that you're integrating with QuickBooks. Let me go to this tab and go to banking because we're done with the reports. You see what it looks like. Now, this is not live. The QuickBook, the banking is not live, so that's why I'll always get that. So this app's transaction, you can connect your Square. If you have a business Amazon account, you can connect it. You can also connect eBay. These are in QuickBooks. You don't have to pay extra to connect these. However, if you need to connect Stripes, PayPal is connected as a bank. Stripe, you'd have to go to your app store, find app, and then you look for Stripe. Let me see, Stripe, STRIP. I don't like Snyder. Oh, where is it? One of these is no good. I think it's this one you can use. And then, but this is at a cost. This is at a cost. So you want to make sure you're paying. Another thing you can connect with QuickBooks is your Shopify. You can connect your Shopify store to QuickBooks. So any of these payment processing system that you're using and you want to connect to QuickBooks, the first thing you need to do is go to your charts of accounts, and you're going to set up 2 accounts for those. So the first one we're going to set up, let me see if they have a PayPal in here. Bank. So because these transactions are financial institution, they set them up as bank. So what you're going to do, you're going to go to new, and you are going to set up a bank, and call them checking, because I don't have another way to call them. And then the name of the account is going to be, I think they should have something here. Let me see. Asset liability. Let me see. I'm just checking. Just give me a minute. Let me check. Okay. Income. Let me check. Um, all right. Credit card equity. So we're going to call these bank. We're going to call them bank account. And then I'll call them checking. And then, so we're going to say PayPal, PAYPAL. And we're going to set up a PayPal account. And this is, you can put your PayPal account number and save. Now, so that the PayPal is right there. Then we're going to set up an account for Shopify. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put bank. We're going to say bank account, and we're going to say it's like a check-in. So we're going to put, what did I say? Shopify? Let's say Square. Quare. Square. And you're going to call it a clearing account. And this is where all Square, SQUA, Square payment and fees. Right? And then you're going to do save. Now, the reason why you have a Square clearing account is when you make a purchase, when someone purchases from you through Square, PayPal, or any processing system, you want to put those to the clearing account. So when you connect your third party system, it is going to ask you which account do you want it to go to. If you must clearly state the Square checking account, this Square clearing account. If you do not put, most people connect it to their bank account. The reason why you do not want to connect it to your bank account is because the amount that goes through your Square account is not the same amount that's going to go through your bank account. And when you do that, you want to make sure you clear each of those transactions are cleared correctly. So you set up a Square clearing account. There is going to be you can set it up. If you don't set it up, it's going to automatically set up one for you. And then you're going to be, the second account you're going to set up is an expense account. And let me see if it comes up here. And I'm looking for a category to put it. under, you can put it under. So we're gonna create a category, and this is gonna be called, I want to call it PAY, payment processing, PROCE, processing fees, and ah, okay, it's an expense. All right, let's see if we have any fees account that we can put it under. Payroll. So it will not allow you to, you can call it other business expense, you can call it office and general expense. Um, and it's not bank charges. So we have to find an expense to put it under office and general. And the account name is going to be Square Q, QUA, Square Fees. And we're going to save it. All right. So you have the clearing account, and then you have the Square fees. Now, okay, I'll take that question in a minute. So it's somewhere down here. We'll see. I hate it when it puts it all the way. So now you, when you connect, when you integrate your set, your share, when you integrate your checking, your Square or PayPal, it's the same thing. You're going to do a PayPal, your PayPal bank. You're also going to create a PayPal fees account. When you integrate them, then you're going to actually go to the field that said, you can click on inside of it. It's not going to show it here because they don't make those live. So if you're using any of those payment processing and you want to see it, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll show you, because it's not going to show in here. So you can actually, if you already set up your Square and you need to correct it, you can go to the settings and it asks you which account do you want the fee to go to. You would have already created a fees account, and you would map it to that. You would do the same thing for the payments that is coming in from your Square, your PayPal, your Stripe, your Shopify. You want to make sure that it's going to a clearing account. All right. So you want to make sure you set up all those bank account on your, set them up on your charts of account before you connect your system. That is crucial to your business, especially when you have a payment processing system. All right. Any question? Is that clear? I know there's a question. I'm going to answer that now. But any question as it relates to charts of account, anything that it was not clear, please feel free to put it in, and I'll take a moment to answer those questions. But let me answer the question that is here. All right. Oh Lord, did I just? Okay, why is payment on an invoice showing up twice in the transaction report and the profit and loss report? It shows up as deposit, and it shows up on the invoice on the transaction type. Okay, so let me understand that question. So you have an invoice, and it's showing up in the transaction report on the profit and loss, and it shows up as a deposit and as an invoice on the transaction type. All right, so you're gonna have to navigate me. I'm gonna go to the profit and loss reports, and let us go to the profit and loss. So if you have any question as it relates, so Rashida, tell me, navigate me to where you were gonna do last year, and we're going to do cash, and we're going to do report. So You are saying that an invoice shows up, payment showing up twice in the transaction report. Which one of the transaction report? Which one of the transaction report are you looking at? You got to tell me which report that you're looking at. So I now remember, when you create an invoice, let's go back to the basic of accounting. Every transaction has an equal and opposite transaction. So there, if there is a debit, there has to be a credit. So if you are looking at under the income, so let's go to this income, and these are the sale receipt and the invoice. So you're saying this invoice is showing up twice? Is this invoice showing up, for example, is this invoice showing up twice? Now, if you're looking, there are some reports that when you look at them, you're going to see the invoice twice. If it's posted correctly, it shouldn't show up on your profit and loss twice unless it is coded to the same account. So if that is the case, then you got to check to make sure that you're. So let's go back to when you create the invoice, it's going to credit the income and debit accounts receivable, or it's going to debit the bank, or it's going to debit undeposited. Yeah, accounts receivable. Transaction is credit in income and debit accounts receivable, right? Now, when you receive the payment of the invoice, it's going to credit accounts receivable and debit undeposited fund or your bank account. So if it is showing up twice, the same invoice is showing up twice as the income, it means that it is not coded or it's not categorized correctly. But I could not say that that is the problem because I am not seeing it. So in order for me to tell you what happened, I'd have to look at it and say, oh, and I would be able to tell you what happened. Hope that was helpful, Rashida. And you know, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to look at it. Some of these things I can tell you the theory of it, but I know the theory. I can tell you the theory, but sometimes I have to see the actual transaction to see what is wrong or what is right. All right, this room was supposed to be 30 minutes, but it was so good. It was so good. Is there any other question? And was that helpful, Rashida? If you need anything else as it relates to why, so let me go to this. You know what? Reach out to me. I don't want to put too much on this video. I don't want to put too much on this video because we were talking about strictly about charts of account. We want to keep it to that. So we might just next week we might just dive into the sales and invoices, and we can pull up the report and show you and see what you're talking about. If you like, take a screenshot of what you're talking about and send it to me. I can look at it. Yeah. If you take a screenshot and just send it to me and I can look at it. I mean, even with a screenshot, I'll be able to tell you, you know, what is. Now, the other thing you have to look for is that where you see the same transaction appearing, like you see the invoice and the payment, one is going to be a debit and one is a credit. So it depends on what report you're looking at. What report you're looking at. One might be a debit and one might be a credit, and that's okay. Because if it's the accounts receivable, then it needs a debit and a credit because that account needs to be zero. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. As always, we are back on a Tuesday and we will be here at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for about 30 minutes. Today we went all the way over, but you know, When it gets good, we got to give you the goodies. And if you have any question, it is that time of the year. It's tax time. The tax season will be opening on the 23rd. If you have not yet gone in and reconcile your bank account, we need to talk. If you have not yet reconciled your bank account, you want to make sure that inside of your bank, the bank feed is zero with no transaction for 2022. Want to make sure that all those transactions. But if your charts of account is not set up, print a copy of your charts of account. Print a copy of your charts of account. And when you're doing your bank feed, look at that charts of account and said, this is what I purchased. Where do I want to see it on my profit and loss? And guys, I'm getting ready to do a free workshop and to go over some of these. And we have a masterclass coming. Um, I'm working on it. It should be it should be here. It should be ready so we can go over how to make sure that you're categorizing your transaction correctly. We're going to do a free workshop around that, making sure that you have all of that ready. And then we're going to do a masterclass on QuickBooks Online. Strictly QuickBooks. We're not doing no bookkeeping. We just go, well, it's still a part of bookkeeping, but we're going to go through QuickBooks. So, guys, thank you so much for those who show up, for those who are watching the video. If you're catching this video, you don't know who I am. I didn't even introduce myself, did I? I am Elaine Forbes Daisley. I have over 25 years accounting. Oh, and QuickBooks experience. I've been using QuickBooks for over 25 years. I am a certified QuickBook Pro advisor. I've been doing accounting for over 34 years. And guys, feel free to reach out to me. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so when I go live or when I post a new video, normally I go live, I post a new video. It is going to be about QuickBooks, so make sure you turn on your notification so you can see it. Save the video. Make sure if because there are times when you need something that I've said before. So make sure you save the video. So at that time, when you come back to the video, you can get the information, because it's usually the time when you're actually doing QuickBooks that you're going to say, "Oh, Elaine did say this. How do I fix it?" Then you can go back to the video and share the video. If you know somebody that is using QuickBooks, share the video. If you know a small business owner that use QuickBook, go ahead and share the video. Invite them to come and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all. Thank you as always. We're also in Clubhouse. We'll probably do a little chit chat in Clubhouse before we go. But thank you so much for joining us today. And I'll see you back here next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye, you all.